welcome to a very special edition of High Events for High TV. My name is Lalanga Dhanapala, and tonight we are in the heart of Colombo at Port City Sales Gallery to see the launch of Port City Colombo. The celebration of the addition of 269 hectares of land to Sri Lanka will be happening under the patronage of Prime Minister Honourable Mahinda Rajapaksa, as well as China's ambassador to Sri Lanka. In the midst of all the excitement, there will also be a commemoration stamp as well as a first day cover that will be acknowledged by the Prime Minister. And at the end of that ceremony, we will witness a spectacular fireworks display put together, engineered by a special team from China. That's all happening tonight, so stay with us as we take some highlights from this momentous occasion.
Today marks a significant day in the history of Sri Lanka. A landmass of 269 hectares will be added to the existing land extent of our country, known as Port City Colombo. To close off this evening's events in grand style, a fireworks display of a scale to be witnessed in Sri Lanka for the first time.
Pleasure of speaking with Mr. Nihal Fernando. Tell us, what was your role in connection to Port City Colombo?
Well, presently I am the project director of the Colombo Port City project. So I am representing the government in the project. And my connection to Port City goes back to 2010 and even before, where this concept was initially announced in 2004. And then in 2010, the Sri Lanka Ports Authority wanted a plan prepared for the city. And at that time, I was in the Urban Development Authority, and they wanted us to prepare a plan. And I was the team leader of that plan, which was prepared for the Port City. That was the first plan. So from that time onwards, I have been involved with the Port City, and presently, I am the project director of the Colombo Port City project.
Right. Now tell me, back in 2010, did you say?
Yes.
What were your thoughts when the individuals came to you with the ambition and the vision? What were your thoughts back then, and how do you feel seeing it where it is today, that the launch is now happening? How are you feeling right now?
Yeah, I'm really very happy because this is a project we dreamed of. In 2010, we prepared a plan, but after that, several other planning agencies were involved in the changing of the plan. And what you can see today is the developed plan. But our plan also consisted of certain elements which are still there in this present plan. So we are proud of that. At that time, the plan was prepared by the Urban Development Authority, and it was then presented to the Sri Lanka Ports Authority, who really initiated the project in 2014.
So it has been a progression and an evolution almost, and I have to say congratulations to you for sticking in there and making this a reality. Congratulations, sir.
Thank you.
Bumped into a young man who has a significant amount of knowledge about Port City Colombo, Mr. Simon Tum. Very nice to see you again, sir. Now tell us, you are the AGM of this entire development project. Now tell us, how would you want an individual to speak about Port City Colombo?
Right. Firstly, I'd like to thank the support from the government of Sri Lanka, and also now as a PPP project, we are trying to build an international city, a city that's meant for the world to come and invest in Sri Lanka so that it can elevate this project to the next level. Coming from Singapore, I share with the team a little bit of my experience. I'm not that young, by the way. So I hope I can contribute towards this project, and hopefully it will benefit the people of Sri Lanka and also the international community who are coming here to invest.
Tell us a little bit about the significance of the location of Sri Lanka and why you believe Port City will be a success.
Okay. Sri Lanka itself is well poised because of the strategic location. It is in the middle of the maritime trade between the East and the West. We in Singapore benefited this for many years. And in fact, we believe that Sri Lanka can do much better given the resources and the size of the country and the people. And this is definitely going to be a game changer.
Fantastic. Well, thank you, sir, for your time. Congratulations. And we look forward to speaking to you later as the project develops further.
Sure, we'll do. Thank you very much.
Strategically located along the 21st century maritime Silk Road, Sri Lanka, the pearl of the Indian Ocean, the key link between the East and the West, offers access to a thriving region poised for accelerated growth. Rising from the seas of Sri Lanka, Port City Colombo is a large-scale reclamation and city development project.
We have the pleasure of speaking to Mr. Prabhat Chandrakirti. Sir, tell us your connection to Port City Colombo.
Yeah. I am the Director General of the Coast Conservation Department. Coast Conservation Department is the approving agency of the within the coastal zone. Any developer wants to develop their hotels, restaurant, to any development activities, they have to get the approval from our department. So Port City also that also come in under our purview.
We know that the economic shift for the country will be significant. What you're saying is that in terms of the environment as well, it's looking good, that we're not expecting a negative outcome. In a nutshell, is that what you're saying?
Yeah, no negative outcome, but we can't assure 100%. Any development, there are minor environment impact, but this is okay. We have with all the stakeholders, they give their full support to get the done that environment impact report.
Well, thank you very much. It's looking reassuring, so thank you very much for your time and good luck to you. Thank you very much. Speaking to Mr. Tulsi Alubihare. So tell us a little bit about your connection to Port City Colombo.
Hi, I head strategy and business development for the Port City company. My primary role predominantly is really getting the right policy environment, liaising with the government, getting the right investor-friendly policy environment to attract investment.
You seem very passionate about your role.
I am, and I sincerely believe in this project because this will give us an opportunity for Sri Lankans to really leapfrog growth that we lost. One is due to the civil war, 30 years of civil war, and this is a great opportunity for us to do that.
I believe so too. Tell us a little bit about the process with the changes that are happening in the country. How do you think our resilience has been? What would you say, having lived overseas for several years as well, how do you think we're gauging in terms of that fast track ahead?
Sri Lanka is definitely known for its resilience, but what we need to understand is that we are not the only girl on the beach. There is competition. So we need to compete with the right business-friendly policies to attract investment, which is very important. And that's what this does. This creates, as a private sector, the company I work for, we have invested 1.4 billion, creating the world-class infrastructure that is required. The thinking is the government of Sri Lanka will augment that investment, introducing business-friendly regulations, policies, call it a special economic zone for services. This is going to be the first SEZ for services in Sri Lanka that will enable investments and export of services and ease of doing business.
And you believe that Sri Lanka has the ability to attract the weight that we need to actually bring about an economic shift?
Yes, I think this would be one of the catalysts to do that. And I believe this is the yes. Yeah.
A simple answer, yes.
Yes.
Well, congratulations to you and thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Spanning 269 hectares, Port City Colombo, when fully developed, will have a total gross floor area of more than 5.7 million square meters. A modern city where people can work, live, and play.
Someone who needs no introduction, I managed to grab hold of Randeep. Very nice to see you tonight.
Likewise.
Looking wonderful. Love the birds. Now tell us, this is actually a historic moment in Sri Lanka's history.
Yes.
Years from now, they're going to look back at this moment in time and say, wow, they never knew. What do you see happening 20 years from now? What do you think Sri Lanka is going to look like because of Port City Colombo?
I think the long-term vision behind all this is to kind of see this country become something of a commercial hub, much like Singapore, much like Dubai. So I think that's the kind of vision that's backing this whole project to begin with. So if you take a look behind us, it looks fantastic, and I think it's going to bring a lot of economic gains at the same time, facilitate a lot of international trade. And since back in the day, I mean, Sri Lanka's position in the Indian Ocean was very unique, and it's something that we really capitalized on. But I think this is capitalizing a step further. So yeah, man, I mean, the future looks good. So let's just hope everything goes smoothly, that this project is fulfilled on time, and it delivers this fantastic picture behind us here.
Fantastic. Now, everybody does say that what Sri Lanka went through during the 30-year war caused things to stagnate somewhat. Do you believe that we have the ability to catch up with the Western world as a result of Port City Colombo?
As a result, I mean, Port City Colombo, with or without it, I think any country has the capacity to catch up. So if you look at countries like South Korea and Singapore, these are all countries that recovered from sort of very deep depressions, recessions, and, you know, from who made sort of, you know, skyrocketing economic growth. If you even take Japan after the Second World War, after Hiroshima, I mean, everybody, it basically happened because it was a very citizen-driven growth type of thing. So I mean, I reckon with the right leadership, the right planning, and the right execution, I think anything is possible.
I believe so too. Thank you very much, Randy. So I found in the crowd two familiar faces, another two familiar faces, a lot of wonderful people that have come to witness the launch of Port City Colombo. Tell us, with having come through such a difficult year, and we are ending on such a positive note, what are your thoughts about Sri Lanka going forward, and how do you think Port City Colombo is going to affect our country?
Well, as a Sri Lankan, first of all, I'm really proud to be here and witness this historical event of having another land to our country. It's like, you know, it's like in the olden days where kings conquered, and they conquered another land to Sri Lanka, and the exact feeling that we felt. That's the feeling actually we are feeling right now.
I have to agree with you. Well, thank you very much for your time.
The government of Sri Lanka is actively working on turning this into an international financial city. With new commercial legislation modeled after British laws, coupled with preferential tax, custom, immigration regulations, and other attractive policies, Port City Colombo will attract top multinational corporations and global talent.
I have with me Shajit Madhumuddin. Very nice to see you again. Now tell us, what is your role with Port City Colombo?
I work as a manager for marketing and sales at Port City. I'm responsible for the sales of these lands to the local market.
Fantastic. Now tell us a little bit about the project. What to you stands out the most? What's exciting for you?
Everything about this project excites me. That's 269 hectares of land that's going to be open very soon for anyone to invest. Like we always say, we are open for the entire world to come and invest with us. It's only a matter of time before we get the investors in, and we are definitely tapping on the local market. And so far the response has been pretty good. So we are expecting 269 hectares to be sold as soon as possible.
Very exciting. Thank you very much for your time, and good luck to you.
Pleasure meeting you here.
I have with me Miss Roshani Jasundara Moraz, beautiful, looking wonderful tonight. She is the Executive Vice President of John Keel's, am I right? Fantastic. Now, it must be very exciting for you, belonging to such a powerful company in Sri Lanka, to see what is happening in Sri Lanka. Give us a few thoughts about your experience tonight, and what are you feeling?
I think it's great that we have such a project happening in Sri Lanka. And I come from the real estate industry. I think this will make a big difference to the country as well as our industry, because I think it's going to have like 80,000 people working on the project in the next so many years while it's being done, and 250,000 people working and living there. And that means more potential for real estate on the mainland while the project is being done. I know some quarters of the industry think it's competition, but I think competition is good on one side, but it is not competition. It's just adding to the industry and enhancing the industry, and we really look forward to it and we support the project.
I like how you said it's not competition. It really is about growth of the nation as a whole and from every aspect. It's looking positive. So thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate it.
A state-of-the-art convention and exhibition center capable of hosting large-scale international events will position Port City Colombo as the new hub for business and MICE activities in the region. Port City Colombo will also be the pioneer of the smart city concept in Sri Lanka, where IT expertise using cloud computing and the latest cutting-edge technology creates a seamless living environment, making smart living, smart working, and smart estate management a reality.
Some familiar faces running around. Dhananjay and his beautiful wife, Shashini. Tell us, how has this been for you, the experience of Port City Colombo being launched tonight? What's it been like for you?
It's amazing, actually, Joan.
Yeah, it's like seeing our future. I don't know whether they're going to finish this any soon, but yeah.
Hopefully it's sooner. We were just amazed to see the entire production. I don't know, what do you call it?
Yeah, whatever.
It's quite hopeful, isn't it? Just considering what a difficult year we've had, to end the year on such a high note. What are your thoughts about that?
Oh, we really enjoyed the fireworks. That was absolutely stunning.
Yeah, worth watching again. We are lucky enough to witness those stuff today.
Thank you so much for your time and for being a part of this very memorable night. Thank you so much. We have with us Mr. Vijay Surya, an individual who plays a significant part in the development of the project. So tell us a little bit about your role. What's your connection to Port City Colombo?
2015, we wanted to get the approval for this project, the environmental approval, for which environmental impact assessment has to be carried out under the laws of this country. And we formed a team of consultants or the experts to do all the studies required to assess the environmental impacts of this project and to propose mitigation action. And we prepared the environmental impact assessment and published it in December 2015 to get the comments or the concerns of the people of this country.
Right.
So public, and we got public comments and responded to all the comments, and we got the approval.
So because of where we are in terms of environmental concerns, it was very important that you did get the approval and the comments from the public, I assume.
Yeah, the major concerns, one of the is getting 3.5 million meter cubes of rock material for the construction of this breakwater, that is a protection device, and getting 65 million meter cubes of sand for the reclamation of this land. Now you are standing on a land where it is filled with sand. That sand came from offshore. 65 million meter cube.
Phenomenal, absolutely spectacular. So it really is quite spectacular what is happening in Sri Lanka. Thank you so much, sir, for your time.
Port City Colombo has adopted the latest sustainable city concepts with emphasis on a people-friendly environment using the transit-oriented developments concept to minimize commuting. Further enhances the project's sustainability.
Speaking to Natasha Ratnayaka, good evening to you, looking beautiful. Now, tell us, why was it important for you to be here tonight at the launch of Port City Colombo?
I think it's important to support Sri Lanka, because I'm here to support Sri Lanka, and Port City alone is a huge project which will benefit not just Sri Lanka, but us as musicians, as entertainers. When it develops, I know it probably takes 25 years to see the entire development, but not for me, but even for the next generation. I think it's a brilliant concept, and there'll be more tourism, investment, and economically, I think will have a better footing in Sri Lanka, and I'm really happy to see that.
Fantastic. Well, thank you. I think you said it all. Thank you so much. Really appreciate your time. Okay, thank you. History in the making. Tonight, Sri Lanka's landmass has officially increased by 269 hectares. Thank you so much for joining us. And as Port City Colombo now makes its debut, we look forward to a bright and prosperous future. For High Events, High TV, I'm Lolanga Dhanapala. Good night.